Hi, hello. I have decided to do a short demonstration on thesaurus and index searching in electronic database. For that demonstration, we're going to go into our library website and we're going to select a database there. So here we are in the university website. We're going to click library here and we're going to go to databases. I'm going to select academic search complete, and once I enter this provider of multiple databases, I'm going to choose one database only. So I go to choose databases, and I'm going to deselect academic search complete because I only want to go to one. In this case, library, literature, and information science full text. So I click that, I said okay. And if you want to make sure that I'm in that database, here it is. Okay. Now here we have in the top part of your window, we have the thesaurus here. Let's click here. And here's the thesaurus. If we go back, we have the indexes here too. Okay. So let's go to the thesaurus, to our control language here. And let's say I want to do a study on bibliometrics. I say, well, let's see if bibliometrics is a control term or a natural term. So I said bibliometrics, and I said browse. Oh, okay, I didn't spell it right. Let me see what happens. Bibliometrics, browse. Oh, okay, here it is. Bibliometrics, we have several terms: bibliometrics, Bradford's law, Locke's law, bibliometrics study and teaching, and bibliometrics documentation. Let me click on bibliometrics. Okay, here it is. This is what is called a thesaurus structure. Here we have scope note. Here are entered works on the use of statistical methods in the analysis of a body of literature to reveal the historical development of subject fields and patterns of authorship, publication, and use. And broader terms are bibliography, documentation, information science, statistical methods. Narrower terms are Bradford law, citation analysis, co-citation, coupling, database, tomography, journal productivity, Locke's law, bibliographical citation. Oh no. And then related terms, we have bibliographical citation, information science, and library statistics. And we use bibliometric for bibliography, statistical methods, bibliography statistics, bibliography statistical, and statistical bibliography. So the control term is bibliometrics. And we can use bibliometrics as a search term. Let's use bibliometrics. We click here, let's see what happened. And we add here, and we said search. Okay, and we got 792 results. Of course, then we will have to narrow our search. But if we let's open this record here. And we are going to see here what are the keywords, okay? Citation analysis, management research, research productivity. And we could use these keywords to search too, okay? And every record will have that. Let's go back here and let's open another record. Let's open this record here. As you can see, the subject bibliometrics is always there because we use it for our search. Okay, let's try another term. Let's go to thesaurus. One of my other research areas is information behavior. So I write information behavior. Here it is. I said browse. And what the thesaurus is telling me right here is that for information behavior, the control word, the control term is information seeking behavior. So let me click in information seeking behavior. And we have the structure here of the thesaurus. And the scope note, it says, here are entered works on the ways human beings interact with various sources and channels of information, including both active and passive information seeking and information use. This is very valuable because if I am if I'm researching on information behavior, and I realize because I search here the thesaurus on library and information science that the term used is information seeking behavior, when I assign keywords to my research or when I write the abstract, I will use, instead of using information behavior, I will use information seeking behavior. Why? Because the whole idea about assigning keywords, about the index and about the abstract is to offer better access to information sources. Okay, what are some of the related terms of information seeking behavior? Communication technology, information needs, and information seeking strategies. So these are also part of the control vocabulary that I could use for my research, either as an author or as a searcher. Remember that control vocabulary, and in general any vocabulary that we use to index or to abstract, it's in both ends, as an author or a abstractor or indexer, and as a searcher too. So we can use them at the beginning or at the end, at the beginning of the information cycle or in the middle of the information cycle to retrieve information. Okay, remember my lecture on the information cycle. So as a creator of information, we can use these control terms, or we can use natural vocabulary too. And at the end and the middle of the information cycle, when somebody's or we are searching for information, we can use the terms. So in my case, if I were writing a paper on information seeking behavior, I would use the control term, information seeking behavior, instead of using information behavior. Okay, because I want my paper to be access. I want to disseminate my research. Okay, the same holds true for everyone who publishes something. And if the abstracting and the indexing is done professionally, then of course they are going to use control terms. I may use in my paper information behavior, and the abstractor or the indexer is going to go to the thesaurus, the library and information science thesaurus, and use, okay, what the author here is using information behavior. He's not going to change my text, but he's going to use information seeking behavior. He may use information behavior too, but certainly he's going to use information seeking behavior, because here it says that information seeking behavior is used for information behavior. Okay, that's the whole idea. Now let's go to the index, or to the indexes of this database. Okay, as we can see here, we have several indexes. We have author index, we have corporate author index, we have document type, ISBN, ISSN, we have journal name, language, series, subject terms, and year of publication. Let's do a search with an author. Let's search one of my professors, Dr. Carol Tenopir. So I will right here, Tenopir, here it is. And I click enter, and this is what I get. And she's here. Let me see, Carol Tenopir. Okay, so she has 365 records. So I click here and I add that to my query here. Here it is, and I can search for her 365 records, and here they are. Okay, because I search through the index, the author index. Now let's do another search in the index, but for subject, for subjects, subject term, and let me see what happened if I do information behavior. Information behavior. Okay, click enter, and that, look what it says here. The term information behavior would appear here had there been an exact match. What it means is there's not an exact match. Why? Because for information behavior we use information seeking behavior. When I search information seeking behavior, let me see what information seeking behavior, let's see what happens here. Here it is, information seeking behavior. You see? So right here, right here, right here, right here. So what is the meaning of all this? The meaning that I want to be able to communicate to you is that these two functions are related to one another. That when we create a document and we assign subject terms to that document, we're going to use control vocabulary, especially when we're talking about a scientific discipline such as library and information science. And we assign control vocabulary because we want to offer access and precision. On the other end of the of scholarly communication is the search, and because we want to search with precision, we use control terms. And where do we find control terms? We find control terms in the thesaurus. Okay.